All right, everybody. Scott Pierce here at Listens to Leads. Welcome to the call for open houses. And to the person that they said they'd never close a legit lead, I will help you out. Not a problem. Just had one of our clients the other day on November 30th. Just wrote a $500,000 contract that came in from an open house ad. So a Facebook ad that he did in October. And the client requested information, yada, yada. The AI text kept the lead engaged. The finally qualified the lead by asking the lead if they would like a list of price reduced homes for sale. The AI text from listings to leads, well, it'll engage that lead and try to find out some different things that they can offer. It could be a list of price reduced homes for sale, down payment assistance, a different PDF guide, and so on. And he's also involved with our expired. If you guys, man, I'm telling you, if you guys are not involved with our expired huddles and calls, people are getting listings in the pipeline every single day. There are 3 little videos here on the new homepage that talk about that. So I would definitely recommend that you take a look at that, because with all the expireds right now, it is an amazing time to go after them. And we've got phone scripts, we got voicemail scripts, we've got text scripts, we got emails, we got letters, we got the people are getting listings from calling, they're getting listings from texting, they're getting listings from door knocking. All right, the 100-point home marketing plan for expired listings, absolutely crushing it. But for today, in fact, let me just show you, if you ever want to get involved with that, go to the, up here where it says announcements in the top left, click on that. And if you scroll down just a little bit, you will see, and it says daily 30-day challenge. We've passed the 30-day challenge. We're going to be doing these calls twice a day, Monday through Friday, all the way through February. So if you're not involved yet, I would highly recommend getting involved, because come January, when all these expires really hit, you're going to want to be having all your processes dialed in. And this is not a thing where I tell you to call people for 3 hours. It's not a thing where I tell you to do 100 letters a day handwriting. It's none of that. All right. This is way easier. It's way more sophisticated. All right. It's way more enjoyable. And people get results within a week of starting. And they're also using this for the seller leads that are in their database. So a lot of these same tactics and strategies that we're using to go after expireds work one-to-one with the seller leads in your database. They work with FSBOs. So there's a lot of great applications here for getting involved. And again, when you log into listings to leads, click on the announcements in the top right next to the logo, and just scroll down a little bit until you see, and I'm going to change this up to be a little bit more obvious. So a little bit later, you may come here and it may say expired daily calls or something like that. All right. In fact, it may say expired / seller lead daily calls. All right. We do 7 a.m. Pacific, 10 a.m. East Coast time every day. And we do 4 p.m. Pacific and 7 p.m. East Coast time every day. When you first join, it's a little bit of a fire hose, but the idea is you just do one little thing a day. And then within a week or two, you're going to have it mastered, because it's not that complicated, right? Again, when you first join us, you're going to be like, holy hell, these guys are just going a million miles an hour. But we repeat a lot of the same stuff every day. Just had a client who's been involved. She's on them every 7 a.m. She's never been on a 4 p.m. It's really cool because the crowd is completely different. So the 7 a.m. crowd, she was on this morning and she was like, oh my gosh, she goes, I'm sending these to my seller leads and they are replying back how awesome this is. So she is literally getting, in fact, one of our clients, she sent 173 seller leads a message, had 17 conversations out of that. And she signed one listing within a week, maybe 10 days of sending out that message to her database. So 173 seller leads in her database, created 17 conversations, and one listing within 7 to 10 days of that message going out. I mean, it's amazing stuff. Expired, settle leads, FISBOs, get involved. And again, last time I'm going to mention it, but again, the little bell icon in the top right next to your logo, you'll click it. You're going to scroll down, and a little bit later, I'll actually add it as brand new. So it'll actually be at the top, but it'll say something like expired settle lead pipeline, something rather. All right. And you'll see there'll be two of them next to back to back. One will be 7 a.m. Pacific, 10 a.m. East. The second one will be 4 p.m., 7 a.m. or 7 p.m. All right. But let's get to the point of this call. Everybody go ahead and say hello, hello. I'm on my listings dashboard. Now, this is good for your listings, and it is also good for listings that you borrow. So everything that we're going to go through today, there are a few things that are for listing agents only. I will mention that when we get there. I did drop this link. Hello, Marion and Alex and Joan and Richie. I dropped this link into the chat. This is a great launch point for open house marketing. What is the cheat sheet? Let's take a look at that. What is this? Oh, 7-day marketing. Oh, I got to update this. Cool. Yeah. So there's links on here that you can click to view different things. All right. That's awesome. I haven't looked at that in a while, I guess. We got the video walkthrough. When you scroll down, you're going to see all these are in the green market listing button. So when we market that open house, these are all the different items that you should be paying attention to. And this post is written as if we were just sitting next to each other. The one thing that is not on or inside the account, but it is here, is Instagram stories and TikTok. And there's a couple of videos how to do Instagram stories with polls and links. So awesome. And then how to do TikTok with polls and engagement. All right. So those are a couple of little how-to videos. Let me just show you a couple of examples. So starting today, you can do little video clips. You can do images. So here's an image for my open house. I just downloaded the Facebook image to use. And the reason I like the listings to leads Facebook image is notice it gives me room on the bottom for my poll and a link. So when I'm on my phone and I tap this right here, it goes right to my property website, which is really awesome because these property websites have lead capture and they just got a lot of great content. You can do videos, 3D tours, professional photos. You can do community videos. What is your home worth? People can download a PDF guide. These are all branded to you right there. You could have signed up this morning and this would be all dialed in, ready to go. I got a client review video. I got a community video right from an Instagram story. And then I got a poll looking to buy a home in the next 12 months. There's some options there people can select. On this next story, again, another image. So here I got an image just of the kitchen, open house on Sunday. Get the guide, 6 things to check before buying a home. And that's going to my listings to leads landing page for a PDF guide. And it's got another poll, and I got another page with all of this dialed in for you. I'll show that to you in a minute. Open house in Folsom, little video clip. All right. And you should do one of these every day before the open house. All right. Every day before the open house, do another one. You don't need to overcomplicate it. So again, it can be little video clips with your phone. It could be images. Here, I got the free ultimate guide to buying a home download. And it's like, I'm on my phone. I see your story. I tap it. The landing page opens up and I can download the guide from here, right from that landing page. I got another poll. So again, that is at that link I gave you, listingsleads.com/open house. And I can do similar with TikTok as well. If I keep scrolling down, we got the nearby homeowner letter. This is going to be one of the best tools out there for inviting the neighbors to the open house. All right. We want to make sure those neighbors get to the open house because we're going to be set up to actually engage and convert neighbors, homeowners that are thinking about selling. And we want to make sure that we invite them to the open house because then we'll have an opportunity to talk with them. And if we door knock or we mail, even if they don't come to the open house, we can engage with them. So many great opportunities. We got the e-flyer for your database. Want to make sure that we take care of that. Short form videos. We have a short form video script, which would be different from what we were just talking about. Sign writers. So this would be one of the first things I talk about today because I want to make sure if you're a listing agent, I want that yard sign dialed in. I was talking to a client in November, so a couple of weeks ago, talking about getting listings from his yard sign using our strategies and some of the best leads. Some of the best leads. If I keep scrolling down, we got our link to our open house mastery, which I'm going to show you in a few minutes. We've got the 100-point home marketing plan video. We've got the flip books. We got the print copies of these. And we've also got a video. And this came to us from a client who would put the video on either the homeowner's TV, if they had access to it, or just on a laptop or tablet. And it's a great way to engage homeowners that are coming through your open house. And this video is from Listings to Leads. You can download it. You can upload it to your YouTube channel and play it from there. If you're using a laptop or a tablet, you can just log into Listings to Leads and play the video from there. You can even download it to your laptop, download it to your tablet and play it from there. But the idea is getting that video in front of the neighbors coming through, the homeowners coming through. There's a link here for more information about that. We'll talk about the open house sign-in form. I prefer the paper. A lot of people prefer the paper versus the online version, but I'll show you both. They're completely customizable. There are 7 ways to get listings after the open house, which are absolutely ninja. So if you are really wanting to get listings, I would take a look at this as well. And then we got more resources. And here, and this should really be at the top, the daily open house marketing and mastery calendar. And real quickly, let's see what's below that. Yep, perfect. So I'm going to click on the daily open house calendar. And I find some people like this model. And I'm going to drop this in the chat for everybody. So if you want to click on it, you can. And let's take a look at what we got. So Monday, that was yesterday. So Monday and Tuesday, let's just get caught up in case you're not caught up yet. So let's go do a Facebook ad, social media post. Let's get the tools to the seller. And let's talk about Instagram stories and reels and TikTok, and then sign writer. All right. If you need help getting the listing into your account, if you need help adding the open house, get with our support team. And to set the open house over here in the far, you'll notice it says add open house. Just click it, add your open house date and time as appropriate. You can even do 2, you can do 3, whatever. So add your open house, singular or plural. And once it's done, it's going to flip all the tools from active, just listed, coming soon, whatever it was, to open house. Let's go ahead and click on the green market listing button. When I click on, if I were to click on view step-by-step guide, that's just going to take me right back to where we were. Download checklist. That's a PDF checklist, which is very nice. And then we got live webinars, which you are currently on. So let's do Facebook and Instagram ad and pay attention, please. I'm going to do this twice. I'm going to do it once, just as if I was normally doing it on my own without you watching me. Then I'm going to do it a second time where I'm going to explain a little bit more about what I did. If you've got any questions, stop me on the second time through. So what am I going to do? I'm going to confirm the location. So we brought Facebook into Listings to Leads. So if there's a lot of trainers. I see these guys, these upline sponsors from all these different companies that get you in the Facebook ads manager. You don't need to be there. All right. Awesome stuff. We have downline accounts that they should be signing up for, and they can put you in our downline account if you're in that kind of a situation. But this is Facebook. So confirm location, confirm radius. I have a lifetime budget. I'm going to bump that up to $75. If I'm spending my time at an open house, I want to get more money or more people there. Start and end in 1 week. I can edit the text, but I'm not going to. It's good to go. I'm going to just make sure my image is good, which it is perfect. I'm going to click advanced options, create new form, and form questions. So the Facebook lead ad is normally going to capture name, email, and phone number. We all know we know that. But here's the deal. You can add other questions to it. So check this out. See it, look, as I scroll down, look at all these questions. And if you can't see it, when you go to your account, if you're logged in right now, take a look at that. So I've got, what is your time frame to buy turned on? I got, would you like my free ultimate guide to buying a home? I'm actually going to turn that off, and you'll see why in a minute. I'm going to scroll all the way down, and we have these for seller leads as well, but they're just different questions. So let's say if it was new construction, I might check that one. Would you like me to send you current builder incentives or specials? That's a great one. This is not new construction. We got 5 questions of the exact same verbiage. What's most important to you in your next home? But they're based on different buyer profiles. So the responses available are going to be different based on the profile of the property and the buyer. So this is a property that's really for family move up buyers. There's also downsizing. It would be great for a single story, 2-bedroom, maybe that's easy maintenance. We got second home buyers. We have luxury buyers, but this is more of a family move up. So I'm going to select that one. And when their options to select are going to be what's most important to you in your next home, great schools, nearby parks, safe family friendly neighborhood, open floor plan, extra bedroom, private backyard, close to shopping, or all most of the above. That's just great information. The follow-up is so good when you're following up like that. And the other thing I might do is down payment assistance or 0 down. Now, I wouldn't do that for a luxury home. I could have done get a list of price reduced homes for sale. There's other things I could have, what's changing in your housing needs. All right. But I got the 3 that I like. So 3 questions is actually not bad. All right. Don't do more than 3. Don't do 4. Turn off advanced options, create ad. Literally that easy. And let's go take a quick look at a previous ad. So we're going to do this one more time, but does everybody see, do you understand the power of when you ask the right questions, how that can help with follow-up and engagement? Let me know if everybody gets that idea. Because I think for the seller leads, it's even more powerful. Let's take a look at a current ad live, and we'll take a look at, see if Facebook is going to come up. Looks like Facebook is being a little bit slow. Let's close that and let's just try it again. If Facebook is not coming up, we'll come back to it in a minute. Is Facebook down? I can't believe Facebook would be down. So everybody so far type in, let me know. Come on. Everybody get that idea of how great these questions are and why they can be so powerful. And I didn't even mention about the AI text yet, which I will in a second. So here we go. So if I click on the ad, check out. So on this one, it was, see if you qualify for 0 down. I'm going to say yes. Would you like my free ultimate guide to buying a home? Yes. What's most important to you in your next home? And I can select whichever one. I'll say great schools and hit continue. And then on the next page, it'll be name, email, and phone number, name, email, and phone number. And then I will click through and I'll go right to the property website. So that is so powerful because now in my follow-up, I can address the responses. So I could say, thanks for filling out my ad at 15 Ambient Way. And I saw that you like information on down payment assistance and to also get a list of price reduced homes for sale, and that schools are very important to you in your next home. right? Being able to respond like that to a buyer lead, and the same idea for the seller leads, is so powerful. You're going to 2 to 3x your engagement just by being being strategic and conscious, thinking about the questions that you're asking for that listing, because different listings may be appropriate with different questions. Yeah, this will I'll put this in the mastermind group a little bit later. All right, let's do the ad one more time, and I'll just be a little bit more explanatory. So when you land on the ads work area, confirm your location. So I got Folsom, California. I got a radius of 15 miles. I leave that alone. I got a lifetime budget. I can change it to daily, but I like lifetime better. Again, I want to do at least $75, if not 100. Open house leads last week were coming in at about $6 a lead, which is a little bit higher than normal. Normally they're like $5, but it might be just that time of year. But regardless, $6 is still pretty good. If you ever have an ad and you're over $10 a lead, turn it off and just rerun it again. Sometimes Facebook can just get a really goofy algorithm and an audience going for you. And if you just turn it off, it's almost like the old school TV. You turn it off and turn it back on, and it just kind of reboots, and it works out really well. Yes. No, you got to have a business page. Yep. You got to have a business page. As I mentioned, I can change the text. Like, for example, I can say, if it's true, catered, come to our catered open house in Folsom. And I can also change I could put a video here. I could change the image to a custom Canva image. I can edit this one. So we got 21 different templates down here. And if you've got, and I see this sometimes, if you got the sideways template right here, I like the vertical where the big image is on top and the 3 images on the below it. But here's the problem. Sometimes there's no open house template. Once you set the open house, everything flips to open house. So there's no open house template per se. It's just we have 21 templates below the main one. All right. But the biggest issue I see is people. In fact, let me show you something before we even get to that. Here's a pro tip for all of you. Go to edit photos and put the best 5 photos first. All right. Think of the first 5 photos as your trailer. When you go to a movie, like a movie trailer for a commercial, right? And you'll see this sometimes on YouTube where they just play like 2 to 3 minutes of the beginning of the movie as like the intro trailer or whatever. And that is the worst. All right. That it's because you're like, what the hell? I don't even know what's going on here. All right. I don't even know what's going on with this whole thing versus a trailer, which takes clips of the movie throughout the movie to get you excited in 2 minutes. So you don't have to wait 2 hours to see if you're going to like the movie, more or less. You get the idea? Do you get what I'm saying? So go to edit photos and just rearrange your photos. That way, when you got like 85 photos, you're not going to make me get to photo 23 for the kitchen, 35 for the backyard, 73 for the pool. A lot of times what I do is on Zillow or a lot of these websites, I go first photo and I work my way backwards because I know 90% of agents are not going to put the best photos until the very end. So come into listings to leads, click edit photos and rearrange your best 5 photos, front, kitchen, living room, maybe another great feature about the property, and then the backyard. All right. The 3rd bedroom, the 2nd bathroom, the hallway, the front door do not need to be in the first 5 photos unless that front door is amazing. But I want front of the house, kitchen, best picture of the front, 2nd, best picture of the kitchen, 3rd, best picture of the living room, 4th, best whatever next feature. Maybe it's a master bath, maybe it's the master bedroom, maybe it's a patio, and then 5, a great picture of the backyard. Now, every home is going to be different. Some homes don't have a backyard. That's fine. But just the best 5 photos up front. Clear? Because if you do that, everything else will be amazing. So let's just say I've done that. So back at market listing Facebook ad. Yeah, Mark, hold on, and I'll tell you that a little bit later. It's just, well, under edit, open house. You can do that right there too. So go to edit open house. I can add new open house right there. And then once I do that, everything will be open house. Yep. Awesome. Good. Perfect. So back to the Facebook ad, because if you rotate your first top 5 photos or even 4, notice here, they're going to be perfect. Boom, boom. And again, I'm going to go advanced options. So pay attention here. This is so important. Normally, most of you are just getting name, email, and phone number, but with listings to leads, you can add 2 or even 3 more questions. And now for a long time, I was very reticent about adding a third question. And I did some testing and it was like blew my mind. No increase in cost per lead at all. So again, create advanced options, create new form, and open up form questions, right? And you'll notice name, email, phone number, the first 3 things. And if I use the scroll bar to the right, scroll down, and usually I just uncheck everything to start so I can just have a nice clean palette, and I go all the way down, and that's just me. And then I just work my way up. For example, again, new construction. This question says, would you like me to send you current builder incentives or specials? So if you're doing an open house on a new construction, I would do that one for sure. The next 5 are all the same. What's most important to you in the next home? And again, what is the profile, buyer profile for that property? First time home buyer, then use first time buyer. It says right here below, 4 first time home buyers, 4 family move up buyers, 4 downsizing retirement, 4 lifestyle second homes, 4 luxury executive buyers. So I'm going to select, I'll say this is a luxury executive buyer. And I might also say, what's changing in your housing needs? Oh, let's do somebody the other one. I'm going to say, do you want a list of price reduced homes? That's a very popular one. And I may say, what is your time frame to buy? Yeah, I like that one. But again, every home is going to be different. Hit create form, and then just close advanced options. Now you can retarget if you want to. So while you're under advanced options, we got retargeting. You don't need custom audience for buyer leads. That's more of a seller lead thing. So if you want to retarget, if you got your pixel, that's going to be used. So notice if I under advanced options, I got my conversion pixel down here. I can edit my placements if I wanted to. Not needed. But again, sometimes you guys, you got a coach, you got someone and they're like, do this, do that. You got the capability. If I want to turn off stories, if I want to turn off the news feed, but notice we don't add audience network by default. We don't add messenger inbox by default, but if you want to, you can turn them on. We have all your interests down here. All right, your call to action box, but notice we've got all the stuff dialed in for you. You don't need to worry about most of it. And create ad. All right. I like to use a floor plan as one of the top photos. Yeah. I think in here, I guess so they can see if there is a floor plan would make sense. I wouldn't use it as the main image, but maybe one of the lower images. Now, here's the thing. If you do not have AI text follow-up from your CRM, we got it right here. Right after you do the ad, AI text follow-up, it takes 30 seconds to subscribe. And that's what John was using. Hit next. And for me, it's a little bit weird because I've had it before. But for you, what will happen is it will put you on another page. And I believe it's going to, you'll put in like your credit card because it's an extra $50 a month. And then the next page is going to be select your AI agent name. There's like 15 names you can select from. It's going to ask, do you want buyer leads or seller leads being, or both to be connected to? And I just say do both. And that's it. It's going to, it literally takes, no credit card and then 30 seconds. So maybe a minute to sign up, and then you'll be done before the ad is live. So any lead generated from that ad will be added to the AI text follow-up. Is a countdown click is this the countdown? I'm not sure what that means. There is a countdown counter on the single property website right here. So I got an open house in 3 weeks, 5 days. Yeah, there's no reason to click it. Yeah, yeah. You wouldn't click the countdown clock. And if you've got an issue with that, make sure to get with our support team and let's get at it because we got a lot to do. All right. Social media post. This is going to auto post to all your socials: Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, X, and Google. All right. So that's going to be awesome. Now, I like to change my edit image. For this one, I like the sideways because the post is more of a rectangle. So I like to do that one better. And if I want to change the color, again, I can change different templates. And here is where I might actually download the image if I want to do the Instagram stories, like what we were talking about a little bit earlier, right? So here's that image, and it looks phenomenal, right? That looks sweet. And I can also download the Facebook version, and that'll download. Boom. All right. Let's get these. So this is for listing agents only. This is so key. Make sure you get this to your sellers. All right. We want the sellers promoting us. We want the sellers promoting the open house. And what we're going to do, it's so easy. And sellers love it. They're going to think you're an absolute genius. There's a social media post for the seller. There's an e-flyer for the seller. Because we went and we put the first 5 photos being the best 5 photos, or we made the first 5 photos the best, right? The 5 best photos. So they're going to rotate right here. So we got a nice little slideshow. And this e-flyer has our listing lead signature at the bottom. And this is like free publicity. And it clicks through to the property website automatically. And down here, I've got it set up, and this is fully customizable. I got it clicking to my 100-point home marketing plan flip book. And I got it going to my client review website. You can take this signature and you can put this in Gmail. You can put it in Follow Up Boss. You can put it in Lofty. You can put the signature as a standalone thing in a lot of different places. People put it in their MLS. Really cool. So here's what you're going to do. You're going to click on the green button. It'll either say add seller info or send to seller, and just send it, add the seller's email and send it. Come down here, do the same thing for the e-flyer, click send to seller, and boom, click send. Here's what you're going to do. This is key. You will call the seller up and you're going to say, hey, Mark, Scott here. We got the open house coming up on Sunday. Super excited to get that going. We got a Facebook ad. It was just submitted. Should be live soon. We have some other social media things and database things. We're going to be inviting all the neighbors and other people. A lot of great marketing to get a lot of great people to the open house. But I sent you 2 emails. One for something for you to copy and paste onto your Facebook page. And a second one was just an e-flyer for you to share with people via email. Because in this crazy market that we're in right now, you likely know people who know people that would love to move in this area. And I don't want to leave any stones unturned. Does that make sense? And you could also say, if you belong to any neighborhood Facebook groups or Nextdoor, you could take that post for your Facebook page and you could put that on Nextdoor, and you could also put it in any neighborhood Facebook group and just let everybody know that we're having an open house at your property this Sunday, this Saturday, whatever. All right. Derek, no, but there is a recording that will be available later in the mastermind group. So everybody make sure that you do that phone call. All right. Do the phone call and then mention, hey, if you belong to a neighborhood Facebook group, you belong to Nextdoor, drop it on there too. Because what is that? That's more free leads for you. That's more branding. That's more marketing for you. in front of a very good audience of people who the seller knows. So it's almost like they're referring you out to people. The thing about the social media posts as well, when they put it on their profile page, what I would recommend that you do based on feedback from clients that have had great success, like the post, leave a quick comment, looks great. And that way you're going to be notified every time somebody leaves a message, or not if they like it, but if they leave a comment, you'll be notified. And some of those comments are going to be appropriate for you to respond to. So think about if somebody were to say, great photos, love that property website, wonderful video, cool drone video. Those are all things that you can respond and say, hey, thank you so much. I appreciate the good words. And just see where these conversations go. Don't be weird and don't be stalky about it, but just be a nice, friendly, cheerful person. All right. That would engage with people that come. Now, if they were just to say, hey, where are you moving to? You don't need to jump in on that one. But again, there's going to be some things where they compliment the marketing, or maybe they say, oh, I thought the market was really bad right now. Or, oh, I thought nobody was selling. Don't get into an argument with people on the seller's page, but it would be totally appropriate if you just leave a quick little comment, and then maybe you DM them right after that comment and to say, hey, thank you for the comment on the post on Mark's page for the open house coming up this weekend. Just want to let you know that yes, there are more homes that are expiring, going off market. There are price reductions, but that's only because we've had such a high rate of appreciation for the last few years. So we're taking a little profit off the top. Not the sellers, but the buyers are taking the profit because they're getting price reductions. So you're able to take these conversations offline and engage with people. And same idea with the e-flyer. All right. The seller will send it out. People will click it. They're going to be at the property website. They're going to be clicking around, and it just makes you look like $1,000,000. All right. And sometimes I forget and I close where I'm at. So excuse me. Let me just come right back here to where we were. Next up is before I get to the nearby homeowner letter. Remember I said the yard sign? Get a status. Get this on your yard sign as quickly as possible. All of you belong to a local association. Typically, you can buy these at your association. I would put these up on my yard sign. And while I'm at the association, buy a flyer box, buy a plastic flyer box, and put these in the flyer box. And then we're also going to do a sign writer, which I'll get to in a minute. But if you don't have one, it's going to take a week to get it probably. But our flyers at the open house, you want these, but you also want them on the yard sign. And notice it's got a QR code automatically on there. It's got the text code automatically on there. It's got the domain 15ambientway.thebestlisting.com automatically on. So these flyers can generate leads just right off the paper flyer. So at a minimum, I want this for every status, especially pending. Oh my God, pending is the best. But I want open house. And then that way, when they see open house and they see the flyer box, the neighbors are going to stop by and pick it up. Motivated buyers who are driving around, checking out the property to see if they want to go buy it on Saturday may pick it up. They send a text to get the rest of the information. They scan the QR code. It's a phenomenal way to get some of the highest quality leads. The other thing is the sign writer. You should get as many listings as you normally carry. I would get a sign writer. You can port them around to different listings because once you have an extension in your account, that extension will stay in your account. You can get the sign writers built locally. So as long as you know the two numbers, in this case, 10006, that's the number you're going to text, and you're going to text it to 25678. So you could order it from here, or you can order it locally. And I would order again. If I normally carry 2 or 3 listings, then I would get 2 or 3 sign writers. And if you click on text IVR, you'll see you can reassign, unassign, change. these extensions to different listings there. So under text IVR, you got all of that capability. Capiche? All right. Next up, this is where we're going to start getting homeowners. In fact, let's go back to the daily calendar. All right. So we did the Facebook ad, social media post. We shared it on the seller. All right. We already walked through Instagram stories and reels. I just mentioned the sign writer, so we're good to go. Next up on Tuesday. All right. Tuesday is database day. And for Instagram stories and reels, it's living room. All right. So on Monday, Insta, TikTok, we do the front of the home. Tuesday, we're going to do the kitchen. Every day we have a different part of the house that we're going to highlight. And so Tuesday for the database. Let's go back into listings to leads. I'm going to skip the nearby homeowner letter and the e-flyer for database. And you can send this through listings to leads. You can also send it through your CRM. I'll show you that in a minute. These e-flyers are, first of all, they're gorgeous. Second of all, not only do they link to the property website, which is way, way better than pretty much anything else you've got out there. If any of you get into video, get into the mastermind group and let me know if you're into doing like community videos, about you videos, client review videos, because you can put them in listings to leads so easily. So that's going to the property website. This goes to a home value landing page, which is fully customizable automatically. So for all of you, this is, you could have signed up this morning and this is how it works. It's just all automated. I got my listings to lead signature down here. I'm telling you, the more homeowners that see this, the more listings you're going to get. And if you do it right, the more come list me calls you're going to get. All right. Especially when I put it right next to my client review website like that. Just awesome. So to send this through listings to leads, and first of all, I can send a test email. I can click send now, select the list I want to send it to, and then send it. Boom. Get that out the door. I can also click either copy code, or I can just select all. To me, it's just easier to just copy the email, like Command A, Command C, and then go to Lofty, go to Follow Up Boss, go to whatever, and just paste it in. I might delete that and check this out. It takes 2 seconds. Perfect. Everything works. I would send myself a test email just to make sure it's good. If there's anything that you need to format, you can do that if needed, but you can see here, it looks good. All the links work, right? All the links are working perfectly. And again, once you put it in your CRM, send yourself another test email and then send it, get it to your database. All right. This is why is this so good for your database? A, it looks beautiful. All right. Very professional, beautiful. To be honest, I prefer this over a lot of those other emails I see from people where they throw the open house thing into a newsletter. I think the open house should stand on its own, because this is you in the market. This is you actually at work in a visible way for people, both buyers and sellers, and just for your database. I want my database to know, both my sellers and my buyers, that I'm a busy, professional, successful real estate agent. And this is good whether it's my listing or not. So it doesn't even have to be my listing for me to get a lot of benefit from it, from my sphere of influence and my database. So get this out via listings to leads or your CRM. And then we got a database call script. So I'm going to point you in the direction of our open house mastery training here in a few minutes. And in open house mastery, right, which is how do you conduct an open house to engage buyers and sellers? But a part of that is inviting your database. So we want to personally invite some of the people in our database. Don't overthink it. It could be obviously any buyers that are looking in the area, but it could also be homeowners that live in that area. So We got a script right here for you to use. And there's 3 versions. One is a version of where if they own a home in that same area, right? Owns a home in the farm area, right? In the area of the listing, owns a home, but not in the area of the listing. So it's a little bit of a different ending. And then a buyer lead. So if there's a buyer lead. So I highly recommend, because it's an easy call. I'm not asking you for anything. I'm not trying to sell you anything. It's just we're having an open house. I sent you an email with some information. Want to make sure you got that. If I can resend it to you. And then from there, it's going to flow into either, hey, if you own a home in the area, that's the messaging. If they own a home not in the area, that's the messaging, right? That's the call to action. And if they're a buyer lead. So get that done, get that out the door. Let's go back to our daily plan. All right. So that was Tuesday, the e-file on the database and Instagram reels and TikTok and stories. Wednesday, we're going to do Instagram stories again for the kitchen. All right. So Instagram, TikTok for the kitchen. Thursday, the nearby homeowner letter. Now you can do this however you want, but it's nice to break it up a little bit. So we're not trying to get it all done in one day. And so Thursday, either I'm going to mail it. If I'm going to mail it, I'm going to do it like on a Monday or Tuesday, but I like to door knock an open house. It is so powerful. All right. So nearby homeowner letter right here. Now we also have door hangers and postcards, right? Jumbo, EDDM, right? All sorts of them are phenomenal. But what we want is we want the open house, the nearby homeowner letter. If it's catered, if you're having a food truck, if you're doing whatever, you can edit the letter to mention it. But I highly recommend you leave the letter as clean, as close to original as possible. The more they edit it, the more it just doesn't perform very well. Now, that said, like I said, if I was having a catered open house, you can add that. But here's the deal. I would go door knock this and I would print out. Now, this is my expired. I need to print my regular one, but I would door knock that letter and I'm going to open up a new tab. This right here, and I would print this up because I want this at my open house on the table, and it's the listing presentation print. And I can download as a PDF or JPEG. Probably you're gonna want to do PDF, and then I can print that. And you go to Staples and bind it, or you get a binder. I got a thermal binder at my house. In fact, I believe in the mastermind group and on that document, you can look at Amazon, like $58, or you get a spiral binder. Your office may have a binder, but this is the flipbook version, but I want this printed. And when I go door knocking with the nearby homeowner letter, I'm going to invite everybody to the open house. It's knock on the door, take a few steps back, have the letter, right? I got copies of the letter. And if you open the door, I would say, hi, my name is Scott. We're having an open house around the corner at 15 Ambient Way in Folsom. And I just wanted to invite you to the open house. And they're going to be like, and I've done this with agents before. They're going to say something like, oh, which house is it? Or, oh, that's Susan and Jake and Frank's house. Or, oh, how long has that been on the market for? They may completely start asking you questions about it. The dog may, oh my God. One time this dog hit the door so hard, I thought the door was going to break. It was the only time I ever jumped from door knocking. And then use your brain. All right. If there's a house that looks an absolute sketch, like meth lab, you don't have to knock on every door. But I try to make sure I do knock on most doors, especially for the homes that have a nice lawn where you can see they take care of it. If it's like a junky property, I might just go ahead and skip it, because I do think the property says something about the seller. But regardless, so we just want to start the conversation, because you're going to learn really quickly where they're at based on their reaction to you. And then if you've got this with you, all right, so I got the letters. I got the printed version of my listing plan, my 100-point home marketing plan. And if you get into any kind of conversation, what I would do is I would say, yeah, we're using our 100-point home marketing plan to get the home sold. And we hope to have, and even if you're borrowing the listing, you can still mention that you've got a 100-point home marketing plan. And this right here gets conversations going. Oh my gosh, it's so phenomenal. But we want as many homeowners to that property as possible. Again, we have postcards and door hangers. For an open house, that's not really so applicable because it's a longer lead time. I can't order than door knock postcards, right? I could do door hangers, but that takes a week typically to get delivered, even if you do print locally. We have a circle prospecting script. So any of you using RedX or My Plus Leads or Land Voice or Vulcan 7, right? Pull those neighbors and do circle prospect. It's a phenomenal script. And again, the more homeowners, the more neighbors, the more people that own a home coming through our open house, the more likely it is that we are to get listings from it. All right. And let's go back to our daily schedule. So Friday, there's nothing to do except the Instagram. Saturday, we got Instagram, TikTok. And then Sunday, we got a couple of different ones as well. So let's go back into here. So we did the e-flyer. You got the short form video script, record that video and get it out. You got the single property website. When you set the open house, it will automatically flip to open house. So there's nothing you need to do. So as soon as I set the open house, it will say open house. The countdown clock will be right there. And I'm good to go. I don't need to do anything else. If you want help with videos, adding 3D tours, adding community videos, adding client review videos, adding about us videos, get with our support team. They'll help you out with that. Next up is the open house sign-in form. This is completely customizable. So I got all these questions. I can add new questions. You don't need to change anything, but if some of you want to, I can rearrange. I can edit questions that I added. And you can also do this at the account level I'll show you in a second. And again, there's an online version, there's a paper version, there's a QR code. Any edits I make will affect the paper and the online version. But check this out. This is what's really cool about this. Scan the QR code or tap. So people tap. And then again, all this is customizable. Continue. And look at this. They're going to get a copy. And it's checked right here. Send me 6 things to check before buying a home. Great guide. Great guide. It's branded to you, your colors, your logo, your picture, everything. And it's just more value that we are adding to the experience. So when they sign in with the open house sign-in form here, they're going to get that guide sent to them automatically. And the paper version here, it's the same. And I'm going to show you our open house mastery training next. So those are all the same questions that were in the online version. Now, if you use a paper version, that same evening or as quickly as possible after the open house, or maybe there's nobody around and it's dead, I would try to add them to the online open house version. All right. And then that way they'll get the autoresponder with a link to the single property website. They will get the guide sent to them automatically, and then they will automatically either be added to follow up in listings to leads or they'll be sent to your CRM automatically so that they're input into whatever CRM you're using. All right. So if you use a paper version, which I do recommend, just make sure at some point very quickly you add them to the online version. All right. Not going to worry about anything else here. I do want a couple more things here. I want to show you open house mastery. We're going to take just 2 to 3 minutes, and under presentation, so marketing calendar, presentations, real estate mastery, open house mastery, right there, open house mastery. There's a great checklist that I would recommend. You can download it. And if this is your first time with us doing an open house, don't try to get it all done in 1 week. Just get done what you can. This is a pretty involved checklist, and it's different from the marketing checklist. This is prepping the open house, what you do the day of the open house, and what you do after the open house. We've got a guide, it's a 27-page guide. It's got a shopping list. It's got everything in here. It's a PDF version of the presentation itself. And I'm just going to walk through. Doc says, would you give them the listing plan when you knock on the door? Thank you for asking that question. No, I would not. What I would say is, if they're really interested in it, I would just say, you know what? It's the only copy I've got today, but what I can do is I can either drop off another copy for you later, or I can just text it to you or send it via email, which would be easier. All right. Hopefully, and if they say, oh, could you drop off a copy for me later? You know what I would say? Great. Would you like me to customize it for your home? I can add your home and I can create this with your home on the cover and on every single page to give you a better idea of what your marketing or what your home would look like inside of my marketing. And I'll show you that in a minute, but you can literally create these. Our clients do it for listing presentations all the time. And if they say, oh, just send it to me via text, or, oh, just send it to me via email, then ask them for their email or phone number, right? Does that make sense? And they're going to want it, which is awesome. So Doc Smith, thank you for the question. That's a great question. And I'm gonna blow through this because I just want to make a couple of points. Come through this later. If you're a lender, a broker, or coach, or a trainer, this is phenomenal to train on. This is so good to train on. It's a great presentation. I would put this up against anybody in the market for their open house marketing, even the top coaches and everybody in the industry. This is just the best. All right. Works for yours or a borrowed listing. Again, I'm just going to skip through it. Again, it's all about creating an unforgettable experience. We want you positioned as an advisor, as a guide, not the same as every other agent. We get into how to pick the open house. Not every home is equal. All right. Some homes will perform better than others. It's obvious, but you don't really think about it all the time when you're in the day-to-day tactics. But yes, the home you select to hold the open house at can matter a lot for the results that you get. Even if you've got a listing, you could consider borrowing another listing to hold open. All right. You're not married far, but this is all the marketing. So this is what we just went through. So that should look very familiar. And talk about neighborhood exclusive. These are phenomenal. This is a great way to meet the neighbors. So if you're into doing neighborhood exclusive, great, as I mentioned about next door, right? Especially if you do a neighborhood exclusive, right? We mentioned about the database. We want to make sure that we invite our top leads. Talking about the open house experience. I want people, when they leave my open house, I don't want them to forget who I am, because a lot of people go to 3 to 4 to 5 open houses on a Sunday, or even if it's only 2 to 3. And if you're anything like me, my wife will be like, a couple of days later, so we went to the open house and there was that woman or that guy. And I'm like, I don't remember anything. I don't remember anything that we saw. So we don't want to be that way. We want to be unforgettable. Talking about music, nobody who goes into most stores will have music, and they do that for a reason, because it makes people feel more comfortable. It just makes it more lively. Smell, that could be a plug-in, that could be cinnamon, that could be vanilla, that could be a little potpourri that you keep in your open house box that, you keep in your car or keep in your office. And so every time I get an open house, I get my potpourri bag and I put it on the table so that the entire house smells great. All right. It could be a candle. We talk about food and drinks. All right. The best food at an open house is premium mixed nuts. You can buy a whole thing for $20, like 2 to 3 pounds at Walmart, Safeway, or not Safeway, like Costco or Walmart. Buy the big thing. And then it's healthy, it's satisfying, right? Vegetarians usually love them. Meat eaters love them. To me, having some mixed nuts, you see right here, I would get those little, not the normal cups, but like the little ones, and then just fill them like a halfway up or a third of the way up. Right. I'm not here giving you lunch. You can do whatever you want. Just the idea of doing those grocery store cookies is so played out. And that is such a check the box goofball stuff. So if you're doing the cookies and you leave them in that little see-through plastic container, save your money. Nobody's impressed with the grocery store cookies. Much better, and it'd actually be cheaper to do the mixed nuts. So I can buy 2 to 3 pounds, and they last for 3 or 4 weeks, and then I can eat them and not get fat as long as I don't eat too many of them. All right, don't eat too many of them. Drink ideas: logo bottled water, logo bottled water with your logo, phenomenal. I would do wine. All right. Then we talk about the open house itself, right? Make sure on the day of the open house, we do signs. We get there a little bit early. Don't get there at the last minute and start rushing. That's not impressive to anybody. Icebreaker intro questions as people are coming through. So we want to make sure that good first impressions. Again, I talked about the print version of the sign-in sheet. We got a script when you give them the sign-in sheet. All right, the finish and outro. Funnel questions at the end. So we go through, I don't want to leave anything to chance. I want every single person here to have a full and comprehensive game plan for A, marketing your open house, and then B, how to do the open house, and then C, how to do your post open house activities for both the buyers and the sellers. So again, make sure to go through this presentation on your own time. It's all very straightforward. Get into the mastermind group with any questions. Post open house video script. All right, that could be a text message. It could be a video that you send to people. It could be an email. All right. For those of you that got more time than money, and you could do a mailing, do a post open house nearby homeowner letter summary. Maybe do door knocking before, and then after the open house, you do a mailing of 100 homeowners for a post open house summary. And I'm telling you, it is so good. What we do is we let people know about, hey, we had 53 people coming through the open house, and unfortunately, only one person can buy this home, and it's really good. All right. Let's just see. I think we're almost done. All right. Scan the QR code. More tips. That's just going to our different socials, mastermind group, and services, ways to work with us. All right. Any questions, any comments, any feedback? You should be able to get a lot of great leads. All right. Buyer leads and seller leads. If you do the activities we shared, if you're just going to run a Facebook ad for $35 and show up at the open house 5 minutes before it starts and stand around like you're not sure why you're there, you're going to get those kind of results. But if you actually treat it like a business, treat it like one of the key pillars of your business, you will find the returns that you get are going to be just astronomical. The people that lean into open houses, that learn open houses as essentially a craft of your profession, start having better and better results. And last thing I forgot to mention is, for those of you still with us, print up some of the print flyers. And I didn't even mention this. We got all the PDF guides and print flyers. Print these up and leave them at the open house. You're going to see them in fact, I'll put it in the mastermind group. But if we go to that sheet here, I believe, let me make this bigger. And 7-day calendar, 5 days of Instagram, some great posts, showcase video, open a sign-in forms, PDF guide, print flyers. Yeah, maybe that's it. Let me go see. If I click, yeah, see this right here? So we got print flyers. Oh my God, this is so good. And this is another thing that came to us from a client, just like that video who was doing this, and he was getting people scanning the QR codes and generating lists, right? Check that out. And so this is all part of the open house mastery and in listings to leads. If you go to, I'll just show you real quickly here. There's two different places. One of the flyers I like a lot is under listings, listing presentation, and then just print flyer towards the bottom, print flyer. And this is one. So just download and print it. Get some of these off of Amazon, the acrylic holders, flyer holders, and then you can put them in different rooms at the open house. The other one is under PDF guides and even the landing pages. Some of the landing pages like cash offer or iBuyer, home value, have print flyers, but the PDF guides are really good as well. And let me just show you. So maybe, for example, down payment assistance, right? Could be anything. I would pick a couple of seller, a couple of buyer guides, go to print flyer, and I would print this and I would drop it into a acrylic flyer holder. And then I would put one in the kitchen, one in the living room, one in the bedroom, maybe one in the backyard. This kind of time of year, maybe not in the backyard, might be a little bit cold. But yeah, people scan these and you can be generating leads right at the open house from those as well. So that's what I mean. When you lean into this and you make an open house you treat it like a professional, as in something that you're going to get better and better at each week, this can be a major component and growth pillar of your business. All right. We good? Everybody give me a thumbs up. Give me a yes, yes, if we're good to go. All right. Are we good? All right. Anything else? Any last minute questions before I let you all go? All right. And make sure you get into the mastermind group. All right. Make sure you get into the Norma. Make sure you get into the mastermind group, marketing calendar. We did just have a new email go live today. Have you guys seen that yet? Let me show you. Dashboard. Use the drop down. Recommended email blast right there. Recommended email blast. On yours, it may be lower because these are editable. And the two emails that just went live, one for your buyers. Before you wait for the housing crash, read this. And real estate headlines are misleading. Here's the truth for sellers. There's a video going to be coming out a little bit later on how to do it, but essentially you just click and it's going to open up the editor. I can copy and paste into my CRM. I can send it through listings to leads, but these are great emails. All right. And they got great the seller has one set of call to actions. The buyer one has has a set of call to actions, but we want to get this to our database. And if you didn't see the email from a few days ago, thinking of selling after the holidays, read this. I would get this email out today. All right. This is the email for sellers to get out today. So if you haven't done this one yet, get that one out today. Doc, I'm not even a coach. I'm just helping out. All right, everybody, listen, get at it. Get in the mastermind group. If you have any questions, let me know. Get in the mastermind. Don't be scared to say I'm lost or I'm confused, because it's not hard. What it is, there's a lot going on. There's a lot of moving parts. So if you can just learn one or two moving parts at a time, you're going to be surprised. Oh my God, like 3 weeks ago, I didn't even know what the hell I was doing. Now I'm feeling a lot more comfortable about this. This is getting really good. I can see myself getting better at holding an open house in a way that actually I'm excited about going to, because I know I did all the pre-work to get people there, to generate buyer leads, to generate seller leads. And I know my post open house plan is going to make it even better. Yeah, let's lean into this. Let's make this a part of our business, because we've had clients who have done this and they've gone from a single team to 25 plus agents, where open houses were one of their main growth pillars. It's not that hard. All right, everybody, get out of here. Get to work. Let me know how I can help in the mastermind group. We'll talk to you soon.